Maria Riva, the only child of Marlene Dietrich, describes the all-consuming monstrousness required to be a great star in an overwhelmingly brilliant and unflinching memoir, re-released 25 years after her mother's death. Maria's mother went out of her way to suppress any feelings of common humanity and kindness. Dietrich was never spontaneously warm. She never laughed. Glacial stares were more her speciality. My mother was like royalty. When she spoke, people listened. When she moved, people watched. She never once stood in a queue, not even passport control, and was always amazed, when seeing normal people in crowded places such as airports or hotel lobbies, at how ugly they were. Dietrich was a terrible egotist, who rarely talked with anyone. That would have required a certain interest in another's opinion. Her daughter is, nevertheless, still commendably able to appreciate the unique artistry, the legend of Marlene that remains, the shimmering look, the incredible body, the hypnotic gaze from beneath those famous hooded lids, in films such as The Blue Angel, Shanghai Express, and The Devil is a Woman. Her daughter is, nevertheless, still commendably able to appreciate the unique artistry, the legend of Marlene that remains, the shimmering look, the incredible body, the hypnotic gaze from beneath those famous hooded lids, in films such as The Blue Angel, Shanghai Express, and The Devil is a Woman. Riva is right to describe the effect as a manufactured flamboyance. The beads and sequins, egret feathers, silk stockings, white chiffon and full-length ermine coats. Dietrich's hair would be backlit, to give it a halo. She was born in 1901 in Berlin, the daughter of a Prussian officer, Louis Erich Otto Dietrich, killed on the Eastern Front in World War I. Her mother Josephine was, says Riva, a cold woman, set in her ways, given to commands, dictums. Marlene was to be little different temperamentally, though she was more artistic. She went to the Max Reinhardt Acting Academy, determined to become a famous actress of the theater. Although her mother deemed everyone working in show business shiftless, tambourine-playing thieves, the 22-year-old actress married assistant director Rudolf Sieber in 1923. Rudy took an immediate back seat, condoning his wife's innumerable affairs, collecting the love letters she received a cuckold and manager. Though they never divorced, he was eventually exiled to a chicken ranch in the San Fernando Valley. His long-term secret companion, Tamara Matul, was compelled to undergo abortions to ensure no scandal sullied the purity of my mother's marriage. When Tamara attempted suicide, Dietrich blamed the victim for what she herself had manipulated. In the Berlin studios Marlene met Joseph von Sternberg, her chief mentor who directed her in several films, starting with The Blue Angel. Von Sternberg whipped Dietrich through dozens of exhausting takes, and they formed a sadomasochistic bond. Von Sternberg was openly at the family home. Rudy was, by now, a sort of butler. Her extensive list of lovers included Maurice Chevalier, Frank Sinatra, Michael Wilding, numerous Kennedys, Yul Brynner, and the Prince of Wales. "I can do it better than Wallace Simpson," Marlene boasted. After the success of The Blue Angel, in 1930 Dietrich was invited to Hollywood by Paramount. Though she became an American citizen in 1939, Dietrich's manner was always that of a Nazi. Ernest Hemingway, another admirer, called her the Kraut. She was appallingly racist and did not like the color black, except in clothes. When in hospital, she refused to be treated by black nurses. She was also anti-Semitic. "I gave up my country for them, and now what do I get?" she said. "The stores are closed for Yom Kippur." As a mother, she was a predictable nightmare. Marlene didn't like Maria to have friends, or even to get close to a pet dog. Attention had to be focused on Marlene and her alone, to the extent that Maria, in early adulthood, went through painful phases of alcoholism, zero self-esteem, and despair. In 1953, Dietrich began her career as a nightclub singer. Behind the scenes, however, her health broke down. Smoking gave her advanced arteriosclerosis and she became crippled from a series of falls, exacerbated by increasing alcoholism and a dependence on painkillers. The public never knew of the treatments she underwent. No human flaw must ever be permitted to mar the perfection of the legend that was Marlene Dietrich. Maria exacts her revenge now in spades, as she lifts the lid on her mother's final decades as a bedridden recluse in Paris, her legs withered, her hair chopped short haphazardly in drunken frenzies, her teeth blackened and cracked. You feel she relishes describing Marlene Dietrich as a pathetic creature. It's as if the basic nastiness of my mother was finally revealed. The star, who died in 1992, aged 90, had become a squalid being, exuding an odor of booze and decay.